If my name was Karan Kashyap, I would do so much better with a certain section of people. It's like I'm doomed by my own name.
पैसे नहीं है कैन जाने के लिए. I remember even to book Irfan sir's room, you know, we were freaking out.
Just a shout out to you, Sucharita. Like, we love what you do. And like, it's great that you do it with such integrity and honesty.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for turning up. This is turning out to be a pretty great Saturday or Sunday? I have no idea what day it is.
Saturday.
It is a Saturday. I have no idea what day it is. I've just been running around watching movies and then, hanging out with people I know from Mumbai. My name is Sucharita. Thank you so much for being here today. Guneet and Karan, thank you so much for your time. My first question is to the audience. Who brought a child? Oh. And how old is this child? Because I need to know to keep this conversation. Because we are talking about a very violent film.
Oh, so okay, that's okay.
She has no comprehension.
I would like some of that influence to my own twins. They don't know anything about Bollywood.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old are they now?
They're 6.5 plus.
Yeah.
I don't know what they think I do because I'm,
What do they tell at school? Like they must be daddy.
They call me Dada.
Dada.
And they say that, he talks a lot on TV.
It's accurate.
And it's boring. So, I mean, I'm not really very celebrated. I asked them to see Rocky Rani and they just said no.
It sounds like you're in for a ride, my man.
I am.
When they're teenagers, it's not going to be fun.
No, I'm already afraid of that stage in my life. Hopefully, I'll be on my feet.
Good luck with that. Speaking of being on your feet, you were on your feet yesterday on the stage at the world premiere of Kill.
Yeah.
Yes. Did anybody have a chance to watch it last night? Yes. What was the feedback last night? Did you anticipate the audience? Because the audience was really like on the train with your actors.
Yeah, it was surreal. I mean, working on this for the last couple of years through COVID and also trying to create something first time in India as a genre and celebrating this genre, which is actually very well celebrated around the world, to bring it to India and to go full out, to be able to do a gore and to be able to do extreme action. With Dharma Productions, it's been amazing. I mean, it is definitely something first for the country, for us, and to get this kind of feedback from the genre audience who are used to, Raid broke out here at the midnight section, and the reviews that we've started getting from last night are just epic. So it's been surreal, it's been rewarding, it's been magical, and it's really hitting home with the audiences.
It's also trending on Twitter, y'all, since the premiere last night. So that's the impact. But I'm going to go back to the start for the two of you. Now, this is not the first time you've crossed paths at an international film festival. Karan, do you remember the first time you met Guneet, and do you want to share that story with us? When that was?
I mean, I love her. You must know that. From my heart, I love her. But I got a very stalkery kind of a vibe the very first time. Like, I met her because I was grabbing lunch, was it? It was dinner. I was grabbing dinner. I knew it was a meal. And then there was this very, sprightly, young, dynamic girl who walked up to me. And she was like, oh, I produced this, we had taken an anthology film, Bombay Talkies, to Cannes. It was Director's Fortnight. And we had 4 films. There was Zoe, Anurag, Dibakar, and me. And Guneet had produced the Anurag chapter, Murabba. So she said, I produced Murabba. I said, oh, okay, yes, I'd heard of her through Anurag. And she said, but forget that. That's not what I'm here. I produced this beautiful film that's been globally loved. It's called Lunchbox. I really want you to see it. And in my head, the first thing was, yaar, Lunchbox? I mean, Lunchbox? Kiske saath main kya kar lunga? Kya ukhad lunga Lunchbox ke saath? So I was like, yes, I was polite, but Guneet is a relentless force. She ain't given up. That's what I love about her. Her positivity, her consistency, and her absolute relentlessness that when she wants to do something, she goes for it. She went for it. And I've never been so pursued by a woman before in my life. And probably Guneet will be the only woman I felt pursued by. I mean, no offense to all the other women in my life, but no one so relentlessly pursued me like Guneet did. And then I got to see Lunchbox, and I was like, this is the best love story I've seen. And I was watching in a preview theater called Lightbox. I will tell you about the irony of Lightbox later, but Lightbox and me alone watching this film, this beautiful film directed by Ritesh Patra, performed exuberantly, geniusly well by Irfan Khan, Nimrit Kaur and Nawazuddin. And I was like, I mean, I was like so blown away by the fact that you could fall in love with someone you've never met. And that really can define a love story. I just walked out and I said, let's do this. We got UTV on board. Dharma and UTV got on board. The basic P&A had to be covered, which was expensive. And everyone said, yeah, lifetime business, 1 crore, 2 crores, pushing it to 2.5 crores. I was like, yaar, we are a nation of love. It'll come in any kind of form. If you really connect with the love story, you will love this film. You can't not love this film. I just want to say, for the genre, for the film, it was a true breakout film. And I can't thank Guneet enough because its street cred for me was something else. Like, I'd never done review-friendly films, right? So my name has never been on like a 5-star film. Like, it doesn't happen normally in my career. Like, nobody gives me 5 stars, you know, besides the hotels. But like... my name was on 2 films, which was a massive chance per dance in my life, because there was Bahubali, and which I presented, and Lunchbox, diversely different. But Lunchbox, to speak about that, broke through. We did 24 crores of business in India.
That's awesome, man. Wow.
And that was the beginning of our love story.
Yes. But Guneet, from your point of view, you came from like the Anurag Kashyap School of Thought, and you were, you know, setting up Sikya. I was in its initial stages then to become the juggernaut that it is turning into now. What made you approach Karan Johar, who's the opposite end of the spectrum?
I have grown up loving Karan's films. Grown up. Like, I used to wear the cool necklace. Wear it and show up in school and college from...
पल में मुझे मेरे बुढ़ापे का एहसास दिला दिया.
So, you know, for me, we very sincerely made Lunchbox, raised money in France and through private investors in India, put the film together. It was a co-production between France, Germany, India, raised thoda paisa from around the world, put the film together, and you know, it's going to Cannes. I was very excited, and literally, and I'm saying this here, we were ready to give the film for somebody to even cover our Cannes costs. Yeah. You know, we were just like, paise nahi hai Cannes jaane ke liye. I remember even to book Irfan sir's room, you know, we were freaking out. And our sales agent had another big film, and one actress refused to show up at that suite, and that got free, and that's how we were able to get him a room. So we struggled, you know, all of us staying in one Airbnb. And that was like, just showing up was a big deal to attend the premiere. And so before that, I very sincerely called all studios, like it happens in Hollywood, and I booked screenings and khana pina for all of them, and they came and they saw the film, and everybody came out and said, "Kaun dekhega ye?" You know, this is 2 older people, their love story पूरी voice over पर है, इतनी English है, एक गाना नहीं है, इसको तो promote ही नहीं कर सकते. You know, forget good clothes, makeup, it's so, मतलब this is like who. So then I remember amazing studio brought me to the office and said, "You're a very nice girl, you know, but what do you make? Like, what is this logic? Hey, India market ke liye hai hi nahi." We were beyond demoralized, and we showed it to everybody. Nobody wanted to touch the film, buy the film, put P&A and release the film. Forget P&A, matlab they were just like, क्या होगा ये? वही 1 crore से ज़्यादा नहीं मिलेगा. I had somebody sit down and tell me, "See Guneet, let me tell you India business. फिल्मों के लिए लोग आते हैं, which are 18 to 20-year-old and 25 years old. They go to cinemas. This is not their TG at all. This is 40 plus TG, and they come out once in 6 months for like Raju Irani films, you know, and that's cinema goes. So 40 plus people will come for this film, and 18 to 20, they're not going to. So, you know, there's no even point putting money and releasing the film in cinemas. So that was our state of mind. Went to Cannes, and the film blew up. Like, so many people walked out of our premiere, and I was freaking out. I was like, what happened? Cut to 10 minutes of standing ovation, and I came out, and our sales agent was jumping. He said the whole world, the people who stepped out started bidding for the film. So in a decade later, Cannes mein, there was a bidding war for our film, top buyers from around the world. And we, in 24 hours, sold 100 plus territories. Sold, minus India. No taker for India. That night was a dinner that I was invited to, and Karan was on a table sitting there, and it's a love story, and I love the film, and I just, you know, and we've had this crazy journey, you know, and all our money that day is recovered from that day of sales around the world. Thoda MG from like Japan, Spain, every country, Italy, Germany, Sony Picture Classic, Weinstein's, all of them watching, and you know, I'm getting all this feedback from our sales agent. This is happening. It's like, India bacha hua hai. matlab our home territory. And I just walked up to Karan on his dinner and I was like, hi Karan, I'm Guneet, I'm a producer. This is 10 years ago. And I said, I just want to tell you, we've made this love story. Can you please just see it? And he's like, okay. And he's like, okay, take my number. I said, are you sure this is your phone number and not your secretary's? He's like, no, this is mine. I said, it's okay if I call you. And he's like, yeah, I'll go back to India and you show it to me. And I was like, I would have come, but we've been asked to stay back. I think it's an award. So we were told to stay back. That's it. And then we won the Audience Choice Award in Cannes. And came back, hosted a screening. Karan came for the screening. It was amazing. I texted him. He replied. I almost thought that, matlab, us time ke liye number de diya maybe. So he came, he saw the film. It was a big deal for us. We were freaking out. We were outside. He came out with a little tear in the eye and he said, it's beautiful. And I'm on. What do you need me to do? And then he quoted, can you fall in love with somebody you've never met? Yeah. And that became the marketing line for the whole film, and that positioned the film in that one line. And in my head, I was just like, I'm going to work, like, how I work. I've learned production, and I said, I'm just going to now shadow Karan to learn marketing and distribution. And then I remember this day, it was a Saturday in his office. Karan called me and he's like, who are you? Come, meet me, tell me what's your story, what do you want, how do you want to position this film? And I was like, I just don't want a 100-screen release, we just don't want a small release. Can this be a big release? And I said, मुझे पता गाना नहीं है, मुझे पता ये older people है, मुझे पता 40+ लोग आएंगे, मैं खुद जो जितना trauma, जितना लोगों ने मुझे बोला, एक भी गाना नहीं है, कैसे होगा promote? He said, this is beautiful. And it's the fact that Lunchbox has worked in India and in the diaspora, and it's become that cult love story. It's credit to Dharma and marketing and Karan. And I learned that just by, 2 months of marketing it, doing city tours, and just taking, loads of wisdom. And it's like, acha, how do you do this? So everything that we were being told that this is wrong was taken in the stride and put out so well that it is celebrated. And we did 24.5 crores in box office. Yeah.
Wow.
Without a song in a film.
10 years though, your paths then diverged and now they're coming back together again with a film. Karan, what made you think that Kill will be a right fit for Dharma? Because even for Sikya, it is kind of out of their comfort zone. They've made, we've seen like Paglet and these kind of Kathal, these kind of films that they made recently. What made you think that this full-on action plus is going to be a good fit for Dharma?
Actually, Sucharita, I've been trying to break this perception that Dharma Productions is burdened by. Because I still get asked, oh, you only make family films, or you only make NRI-friendly films. I don't even know what that means. Like, what do you mean? Like,
we'll ask the NRIs
yeah. And I'm like it's ridiculous, it's not. Or you make, you make films about rich people, and like it's really ridiculous that you get slotted. And you can go horse saying that, oh, but I made A, B, C, D, E, F, G, which are none of the above. They are none of, but you are doomed by perception. If my name was Karan Kashyap, I would do so much better with a certain section of people. It's like I'm doomed by my own name. कि Karan Johar है, मतलब fluff है, frivolous है, ये इसमें बड़े गाने हैं, बड़े sets हैं, good-looking people है, glamorous कपड़े हैं. That's all. That is what you are. So whether you make a Kapoor and Sons or a Razi or an Agnipath, or you try to break the mold with your short films on like Bombay Talkies, Lust Stories, everything you do, none of that really tracks. What tracks is like you're doomed by
Student of the Year.
Yeah. So anyway, Student of the Year. And then you're given the Nepo tag, etc. And all that is fine. But like, I'm dying to do different stuff. No one comes to me with it, Yeah. And no one has brought me this kind of a breakthrough genre film that is about just blood, blood, and blood. And I loved the story. I loved the passion of the filmmaker. I loved Guneet's obsession and passion, both mixed beautifully together. And when it came to me, I was like, so why not? Yeah. Like, why are we? The only problem is, yesterday I noticed one thing, Guneet, which we have to correct. I don't think we can start this film with, it just doesn't go. I mean, it's like, who? I mean, that logo of Dharma. It's like, and I'm like, after that, cut, I'm like, WTF. Like, this is not going to happen. We need to change for the first time. We have to do something about that logo. It kind of sets a different train of thought.
It really
Pun
does.
intended. Like, literally, I'm like, after that, I'm like, yaar, ye to nahi hoga, but already aapne export kar liya tha. So I didn't want to change anything last minute. But dude, you can't start with that alap, or not on this movie. So I was like, okay, some changes we'll make for the syntax of the film. But I'm so happy to have collaborated with Guneet and Achin and Apurva and me, coming on board with Nikhil as director, introducing Lakshya as first-time actor with Raghav. And I'm like, let's do it. Let's go kill them all. Like, you know, and I'm like, zyada marne chahiye the. You know, it was like more exciting, that whole, because it's blood porn, right? You know, you got to watch it with that state of mind. And unabashedly, unapologetically, we went ahead with this journey. And it was just like, not to make a statement, Sucharita. It had nothing to do with me saying, oh, let's do this for the sake of being different. I genuinely love the written material. I think that if the director, I kept saying, if you can pull this off, this will be a cult film. But you've got to pull it off. Pull it off on a vertical train with nothing but claustrophobia and just people just slashing every part of the human body apart. And I'm like...
smashing, all
everything,
of that.
Yeah, everything. I mean, literally, yeah. Like, I'm like, yes, it's not for the faint-hearted. Yes, don't watch it on an empty stomach. Don't watch it, like, you know, if this is not your film. And like yesterday, Raghav said a really cool line. He said, "Himmat hai to hall mein aao." You know? So I was like, great line. I'm just, you know, sponging up. So that's why this happened. And I'm like, sometimes the most unlikely filmmakers or collaborators can actually come together to make something special. And this is that film.
That train line, yaad aa gayi mujhe. That the right train goes to the wrong train goes to the right station. You know, so but I have to say that it's incredible the faith that we had from Karan and Apurva on a genre film, on a gore, this thing. Sometimes, you know, ho gaya, green light ho gaya, and Karan introduced, they were auditioning and they introduced us to Lakshya, and what a star he is and how hard that boy has worked in the film, and the way he holds camera. I mean, of course, the Indian community understands that this is his first film, but I've had buyers from around the world come up to me, tell me that is a star in India, right?
He's so good.
And it doesn't feel like it's his first film.
And he's an... And he's an... Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hashtag not Nepo.
Hashtag I'm not a Nepo baby should be his...
on a t-shirt,
yeah.
So sometimes...
I'm so khush about that, I can't tell you. I'm like, jab attack karna hai to I'm attacked. Abhi credit dena hai to aa do.
Karan is leaving no opportunity. He's not stopping at anything to remind everybody that
Darling,
this is not a Nepo child.
When have you seen me play down?
No. Good, not complaining. But the material, the written material that Karan's speaking so highly of, it is elevated by the actors, because you're in a confined space, you don't have locations to show, you don't have any bells and whistles. Talk to me about getting Raghav Johar and Lakshya on board. Raghav Johar, who we know as one of India's most famous dancers, he's been on TV for years, he's got 11 million followers on Instagram, but for him as well, we don't expect him to be playing this bad guy who's like just... Oh my God, you have to see how it's brutal. It's brutal. So talk to me about finding Raghav and Lakshya for these roles.
So we were auditioning, and when we took the film to Karan, it just really, I think, struck a chord that let's do it. And we were introduced to Lakshya. We tested him, we worked with him, and it was just brilliant. He's the way he looks, the way he feels, and the work that boy has put in, both of them. Because he comes from martial art background, but he in this film, Lakshya, also in this film needed to be a commando and somebody with that skill. So he had to learn also, and for months, I think he put in 9 months of workshopping time. And what I love about Lakshya, that he also, because you know this is a very tricky film, that the 40 goons, you can't have stunt guys, because this is an emotional film and they're one family. They're also like crying for each other. You can't just have non-actors. And then you have to teach stunts and action to, you know, so many 40 of them. So it was a mix. It was very few stunt and a lot of actors. And then to work with them, because of course the power lies in reaction in films like this. And it's very tricky to make action films, to actually break it down for people, that you have to, it's not like you've gone in and shot one day. For that one day of shoot, you have to do 3 days of rehearsal with camera, with stunt team, with clothes, with prosthetics, with makeup, with continuity, with the set moving, the set coming back together. So it's like 3 full days of not shooting, but rehearsing for that one day of shoot to be perfect. And it's like, and that's why the costs of action films are, it's higher, because it's not what you're hiring the whole crew, the whole team for that whole day, for 3 days. So and then you're doing this every day, you know.
So then you really had to rely on the actors to be like, please, you have to get
and
this
Raghav
right.
and Raghav on the other end, and the 40 of them are not trained martial artists, but they're, you know, they work out of emotion. Yeah. They hit from emotion, so they're hitting everywhere. You know, they're unpredictable, and that had to then marry choreography had to happen. It's like, you know, you've seen BTS of how dance happens and choreography of those sets happen, and then you have to choreograph 100 other people at behind. Yeah. So action is intense, even more intense, with makeup continuity and with prosthetics, everything happening. So with Raghav, his auditions were outstanding. I mean, he killed it in the audition, and we tested hundreds of people. And Raghav stood out to us, and we had this conversation, and I think I called Karan and I said, we love him for our antagonist, and you know, this is a role of a joker, you know, so this is unpredictable. And he kind of has to bring comedy into his menacing looks, and
he does it so effortlessly, like he makes it look too easy.
Yeah, and the beauty of Lakshya and his sincerity, you know, and you look at him, I worked with him for this year. There was a day, can I tell you this? I don't even think I've told this to Karan. There was a day when Lakshya said कि मैं यहीं रह जाऊँ set पर. वो पूरा दिन he was rehearsing, he was shooting, and then he was making sure that the 40 other, every sequence, every fight sequence, like if he was dealing with 6 more goons, like their reactions were perfect, their actions were perfect, because he was then working with them. Yeah. You know, कि ऐसे करते हैं, improvise करते हैं, making sure everyone is safe. You know, so it's beautiful. And to the one day he was like, this is my life. Can I just live on the set? Can I get a room here? I said, no, go back home. But that level of sincerity, where do you get? Like, the work that boy has put in is beautiful. And again, and actually, Nikhil had this whole prep thing of Raghav and Lakshya not meeting, you know, and so they were not supposed to meet throughout the prep. So हमारे office के 2 दरवाजे, एक सामने की तरफ, एक पीछे की तरफ, and half the time ADs used to go crazy coordinating. Okay, Raghav sir is पीछे वाले दरवाजे से आना, then हम लक्ष्य को आगे वाले दरवाजे से निकाल देंगे. तो ये हम लोग कर रहे थे till the time the day 1 of shoot. I took both of them to have butter chicken with me. So
Sikya is doing its own choreography.
Yeah. So that was like day 1 of shoot. I was breaking that, but throughout prep they were not allowed to meet.
Wow.
And they were not allowed to see each other because, you know, it's absolutely unpredictable. So it was, you know, all that effort that is put in shows, and what a find. Thank you for Lakshya. And he's such a star. I mean, watch out for him.
Yeah, star is born, ladies and gentlemen. A star is definitely born. Wait till you watch the film, for those of you who haven't.
And I can't wrap this without saying special mention to Tanya Maniktala. How amazing is she? How she holds the camera. But yeah, so you know, sometimes as we went on this journey to make this big film, action film, put this set together, there were times when I called Karan. I said, we're going all out. It's gore. He's like, yes, do more of it. I was like, are you sure? How will it play? He's like, it'll play beautifully well. You signed up to do a gore, first time genre film, go full out. And that faith I want to mention, and I want to say that we value the most, because there is a studio that is led by a director who understands what we were trying to do, because it's so difficult. Otherwise, you're constantly ridden with self-doubt. Kaun dekhega? Kaise hoga? You know, Indian audiences, kam karo. But, you know, this is how it happens. This is the genre that we signed up for.
And the room last night, it was a difficult room because Midnight Madness audience is a very aware audience. They know what they're here for, and their bar is really high. The standards are very high. And they were just so happy with everything, the gasps, the laughs, the sighs, it's like in unison, thousands of people doing that together. It was an experience. That's a number for you right there. There's 42 different kinds of unique killings in this film. Karan, you seem to be on a film festival in a space right now. You're here at Toronto at TIFF with this. You're going to Busan with Rocky or Rani Ki Prem Kahani. What is this new film festival circuit that we're doing so rapidly one after the other? It's awesome.
It's great. To be finally taken seriously is very rewarding. It's great. I'm so excited for myself. You know,
like you should be.
I think on my 25 years you work and you've been to festivals, but then suddenly comes a phase where everyone forgets that, you know, you kind of been working for 25 years. And I mean, I can't start giving you like a sad story of any struggle, and nobody's going to buy it. But like, it's not easy to be relevant 25 years, right? But I love it. The thing is that I love it. I love red carpets. Like, I'm unabashedly and unapologetically obsessed with the still camera. Like, no matter how I age and look, that means nothing to me because I'm still posing and preening like a peacock on those red carpets. So I'm like, when I get invited, I want to get into hair and makeup and pose in my tuxedo. No matter what else, you could say, oh, he's going through a midlife crisis. Possibly I am. But I'm enjoying my midlife crisis. So when I'm being invited to these film festivals, I'm like, film secondary, what am I wearing? You know, it's very critical. And you know what? It's important, darling. It's important that you enjoy every phase of your existence. We all work hard. We know that. We don't need to say it, that we work hard because you can only achieve what you can achieve with hard work. Yeah. But let's also enjoy these moments. This moment where we're talking, these special, beautiful people that are listening to us, this is something that I will take back with me. You know, when I walked the red carpet and received love and people were saying things about my recently released film and about Kill, those are moments I'm going to savor. And of course I enjoy the attention. Who doesn't? We're all attention seekers eventually. That's why we are on social media. I mean, why else would we be? We want the attention. And as long as you're open to the fact that you're acknowledging the fact that you love what comes with the trappings of our industry and you're not pretending to be above it, you know, I'm not going to pretend at all. I host a talk show, for crying out loud. I've judged reality shows. I've danced on those reality shows. My kids are going to see those YouTube videos, and I'm going to die when that happens. But I just want to say there's nothing like being in the movies. It's the only place where you can sing, dance, laugh, and cry and still be at work. Where else can that happen?
Hear, hear. When I told Guneet a couple of weeks ago that I am also coming to TIFF to Toronto, her first response to me was, it's the best festival in the world.
Yeah.
And yeah, it really is. And Guneet has done every festival under the sun for years and years. There's not one festival that she or someone extended in her team hasn't been to. What makes Toronto TIFF so special for you?
The people. It's the people. It's all of you. Toronto is... so there's so much to watch. It's easy to get into films. It's easy to, you know, the volunteers are amazing. I've always been in awe of the TIFF volunteers who put every show so seamlessly. You know, they're on streets at our midnight screening, at the end of the midnight screening, telling everybody the way. You know, so so that is something that is really unique. Like the city comes out. You know, so I have this year marks me having 16 films at Toronto Film Festival, officially selected.
What was the first one?
I think That Girl in Yellow Boots.
The Girl in Yellow Boots, gotcha.
And then Peddlers, Shahid, Monsoon Shootout, Gangs of Wasseypur, lots. Yeah. Tigers. This year I also have another film premiering, which is a Jordanian co-production for Sikha called The Yellow Bus, which is premiering tomorrow. Please watch, guys.
Calendar.
And so coming to film festivals and coming to Toronto has always been some place. I have to say this, every film festival I go to, I do meetings all day. I meet people because this is my chance to meet buyers, to meet people who have come here from around the world, from different countries, from different film backgrounds. So I set up meetings all day, and by the night I'm so exhausted there's actually no chance to go watch a film, not at other festivals. In Toronto, you can just, because there's midnight, there's 9 o'clock, it's like going to a complex like Scotia Bank, and you can walk in with your pass and like, I just want to see a movie. This is the only festival I get to catch up on movies and also do meetings. So for me, it's a very wholesome experience. I love this festival. I love how easy it is. How I love that King Street. I want to stay there because all the cinemas are there. You know, you're done with your day and you're like, I'm walking into a film and I'm going to be surprised. You know, so Toronto is like literally, you know, I love this line, everything, everywhere, all at once. But you really love the energy. Yeah. I have met people who are like, I drive Uber and I have taken a week off to attend the festival. You know, so I was just like, I love it. You know, the whole city celebrates it. And where do you get that?
It's incredible. And there's rituals. You sit in the movie theater when the piracy announcement comes. Everybody goes, what does everybody say? Everybody just turns into a pirate when the piracy announcement comes. But one of the travails of being in a film festival is that the reviews come out before people have had a chance to watch the film, which is what has happened with Kill last night. How are you dealing with that, Karan? Knowing that abhi film ka future, we don't know when it's gonna release and how people are gonna react to it. But you already have like 20 reviews that have come out since last night.
You know, it's the chance when you do what you do, like the decision when we got officially selected at Toronto, it could have also been like, oh, we're far away from a theatrical release in India. Shall we take this chance? Because you know you're going to open your film up. There will be reviews. Those reviews are going to be online. That will travel. In the worst case scenario, if the reviews are not good, it's going to be a mess. So actually, this is not even a conversation I had with Guneet. That's a conversation I had with my CEO and partner, Dharma Productions, Apurva Mehta. And I was like, he says, Karan, I've always gone with like your instinct, but I'm also like the voice of reason here. So I'm going to play devil's advocate and say, if something goes wrong, we are, done for. Yeah. Like if something is not accepted, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to not react on my instinct. My instinct tells me this film is special. My instinct tells me this film is going to have a wonderful run for the genre that it is. It's going to perhaps go into the zone as a very loved cult film. I'm only thinking these things, but I have no foot to stand on because, the future is unpredictable. So he said, look, we'll do it, but just know this is your money. And you put your money in the film. And I'm like, I've never chased it. The good universe has been very kind. Yeah. I believe that we will lose an opportunity if we don't go to Toronto. So we took the chance. We took the leap. And I was stressed because last night I wasn't saying it, but then I had Guneet perk up in front of my face. And she's like, our first review. And I was like, and it was the best review you can read. And I was like, I'm going home now. Like, I'm done. That's exactly what happened. I said, I don't need a drink, I need sleep. Because now I know, okay, ab acha hi hoga. So I was like, so it brings me back to really two things actually, conviction and instinct. We all have this supreme superpower. It's called your instinct. We rarely act on it. We put intellectualism on it. We put pragmatism on it. We put situational circumstances. We wait, we take advice. But actually, there's a voice in your heart that tells you yes and no. And I wish all of us really, really leveraged that superpower we all have. That's all I've ever done. When I met Guneet, my instinct was like, we're going to work together. If you start arguing it in your head, and you're going to say lunchbox, dabba, kya matlab hai iska, like what is it? But then my first instinct is we're going to do it. Ye ho hi gaya tha, according to me. That's the thing. When you meet people, don't you feel that like vibe? Like I want to be this person's friend, or I want to date this person, or I want this person in my life. It's your instinct. Then you'll start thinking all kinds of things. And I always tell people, please try your level best to go by your instinct. So we are here because of conviction, instinct, and absolute relentless hard work.
I have to say, absolutely. I have to say that I have also, lived with that thing ki, judgment on how will things happen. But you just reach out, Samne wala shayad mana hi karega. You just try. So, and Apurva, Karan, Dharma, the level of faith, I want to say that it is a big deal to make a film like this at the budget, at the scale, with newcomers, with absolute, untested, even as producers and director, we had not done action before. It's a big deal. That faith was amazing, and we cherish it. And even, can I please tell you this one internal secret, that even when we did a screening for Dharma team, and before that screening, I sent Karan the film, and we'd put a song, because we'd recorded a song, and that song was not there in the TIFF cut. So we'd put the song, even for us, thinking ki acha, India mein hame ye lagana padega. And Karan saw the film and called me and said, that song should not be there. I was like, yes, it's not there for the Toronto cut. But
no, it should not be there for any cut.
Yeah, exactly. But even we were like, maybe it is needed. So what I'm trying to tell you, that you live with that judgment. But it is amazing when when you have a brilliant collaborator who understands this market and just like go full out in every way. We've also second guessed ourselves. Ki maybe aisa nahi, maybe aise acha hoga. But it's been the most beautiful partnership one could ask for, and I'm so grateful that we reached out and we tried, and we didn't judge it. That arey wahan to love stories hongi, arey wahan to even with Lunchbox, I reached out and I was like, can you present?
Speaking of reviews, where's yours?
My review, I'll take some time with it because I'm still watching a lot of movies here, and there's going to be some reviews that people are not going to like. But I did like a Instagram post already, like, you are not ready for this film, watch out for Lakshya.
That I saw. But I'm like, since we're talking about reviews, aapka padna bahut zaruri hai. Your reviews really track, and we really want to read what you say.
Yes, I will.
I mean, give it up for her. I love her. Like, so and let me tell you, my relationship with critics has always been wonderful because I always understand that it's their job and it's not being personal. If she goes by data, maybe she's liked 30% of the films I produced or directed, but I still love her reviews. In fact, I learn. When the reviewers I respect, I learn from. And I feel like, there's always this feeling that filmmakers and critics are always at two opposite sides of a spectrum. I don't ever endorse that because some of my dearest friends in the business are critics, and many are. Rajiv Masand is a member of our family now. He works with us. He may have liked 50% of my stuff and hated 50%. And somehow he's been harsh.
He was brutal when he was reviewing.
Yeah,
oh my
he
God.
was brutal. But I really still loved him, because I was like, listen, nobody's doing it because they have some agenda. That's all bullshit. Yeah. Like, they don't like your film, they'll say it. They like your film, they'll say it. So I was like, I believe that when you're good at something and honest, it comes through. So just to we're talking about us, but just a shout out to you, Sucharita. Like, we love what you do. And it's great that you do it with such integrity and honesty. And, yesterday when you were walking in, you were like, at the beginning, you were like, I'm a bit scared because this is not my genre. This is not my film. And I was like, yeah, if she comes out, it'll be so embarrassing for her only. Yeah. Because she'll be with us, so sitting right next to us, and she'll be like, shit film, like, I need to go home. And
I'm so tired, guys. And
I'm tired. And we would all said, yeah. And it's happened, it's happened.
More often than
It's happened to me, where I was with Rajiv, for 2 days at a festival, and he saw a film of mine, and he just vanished. And I was like, Rajiv. He's like, Karan, the film didn't work for me. I didn't know what I'm like, it's okay. Yeah. You can still meet me, have a meal with me. It's not the life and death. And I love that. Yeah. And I love that we can be chatty and we can be friends, but you don't have to love everything we do. Yeah. And that's the best relationship that a critic and a filmmaker has. And I seek those relationships. Yes. Because I feel that we as filmmakers have so much to learn. Yeah. Every review I read teaches me something. And I've always reached out. I was like, Rahul Desai, for example, from Film Companion, when he liked Rocky Aur Rani, I nearly fell off my bed because I was like, isko kaise pasand aa gayi yaar? Isko to kuch I started feeling कि ये picture कोई गलत बना दी मैंने क्योंकि critics को क्यों अच्छी लग रही है? And I actually reached out to him, and that's how I called Bharadwaj Rangan, because I love his reviews. I really love them. So more power is all I'm trying to say.
Thank you, Karan. I have, known Guneet for many years now, but the first time I actively reached out to Karan was after Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahani. Can I do an interview with you because I want to chat with you about this film, and I only do it for movies that I like. Yeah. So thank you for now making second in a row that I want to chat with you about. Yeah. Thank you so much for turning out today. Thank you so much for participating.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you. We loved being here. Thank you.